let me ask you a question. Have you ever held yourself back because you felt you were not ready? Maybe you wanted to apply for that dream job. Maybe you wanted to start a business, or it could be something as little as posting a video online. But you managed to convince yourself that you are not ready because this is not yet perfect. If that's you, I have just one message for you. Stop waiting. Stop chasing perfection and start chasing growth instead. Hello everyone, my name is Bisola Amuda and welcome back to my channel. On this episode, we are going to be talking about why you should choose growth instead of perfection. And in the humble words of a sage, aka myself, let's get into it.
Hi there, welcome to 57 Isaac John Shortlet Apartments. We have two two-bedroom apartments, fully furnished with a built-in kitchen and suite master bedrooms, 24/7 electricity, access to internet. Our facilities are 20 minutes away from both the international and local airports. Come on down, we can't wait to host you.
So I'm going to start with why perfectionism holds you back. And I'm going to start by telling you a story about myself. For people that know me and that are used to my channel, you will know that I'm an event host, right? And I'll tell you a story of how I delayed myself into, going into event hosting, how I wanted to perfect my brand. I wanted to learn like the big fish that I am. And also because I've seen the mentors in the industry. And there are certain things that I've seen in them that I thought I had to get perfect before I fully launched myself into the event hosting, should I say world. So I remember that I wanted to start professionally as far back as 2021. But when I looked at the likes of Mujibade Show, the likes of Oscar, the likes of Temi Badru, I'm like, okay, so these people, they always go with a cue card. So I'm like, okay, I have to get my cue card before I start. The next thing, I'm like, oh, their pictures, their videos is so crisp. They are not using the same phone I'm using, so I need to step up my phone. So I'm like, okay, so I'm going to take time to allow that to happen. The next I did was, of course, when they go for events, they have PAs, they have people that follow them around. I'm like, no, I have to wait till I'm able to afford somebody to do the same for me. But one terrible mistake that I made was I was looking at those people's growth for my own perfection. I hope you understand what I mean. They've grown, they've started from the beginning, like they've basically grown their brand to what it is today. But I am using it as a benchmark for my own perfection. So I forgot that it would take a while, before, if you listen to their story, Mojibade Show will always tell you how she started off, right? And it's always a story of resilience, how they have to carefully build up their brand, which shows growth. They didn't wait till they were perfect. They didn't wait till, they have this or that. Now for me, the wake-up call was, I've had all this, right? So I said, okay, cue card, check. Do I have a good phone to make good content when I go for events? Check. Do I have somebody to follow me to help me to create content when I go for an event? Triple, double check. Okay, so why are events not coming? I've launched my brand. I've gone through the necessary trainings. Even at the time before I launched, I knew in my mind that I could speak. I was really good in public speaking, presentation, I was there. So why are clients not calling me? If I do a cold call, why are they picking me? But then one thing that was common that all of them were asking me for is, if I say, oh, I'm Bisola, I host events, where's your portfolio? And I'm like, what portfolio? So that's when we realized that the portfolio that those people were able to build through their growth, I did not have it at the time because I was waiting to be perfect. And that's one lesson that I would never forget. Now it's a different story. We can say, okay, now we have portfolio. We are not a newbie in the industry again. But when I go back, I'm like, I could have possibly grown bigger than I currently am, or I could have made more advancements in the industry than maybe the impact or the influence that I currently have. And that's because, again, I was waiting to have a perfect brand. And perfection is something that almost never comes. Like, you keep raising the benchmark. If you heard what I started with cue cards. Then I proceeded to having a good camera for quality content creation. Then I now started saying, oh, I need to have somebody, a PA, or somebody to assist me in creating content. If I did not tell myself that it was high time to start, I am sure I could have convinced myself or something else that I needed just to paint that perfect picture. And I was so happy that I chose growth at the time that I did, because last year when I did another code call, because I was like, God, I am building this portfolio, I have decided to choose growth and not perfection. And I remember I sent a code call to She Code Africa, like one of the biggest tech events in Africa, and I ended up hosting that event. So that for me was just like, I was on that stage addressing these ladies, and I was like, Priscilla, you have grown. Like, you started with a room of 10 people, 15, to hosting over 1,000 women. That is growth. Even when I spoke to my mentor, she was like, okay, now like you're ready for the big league, because your works has already showed this. I didn't wait till I was perfect. So now we're going to be talking about the difference between perfectionism and aiming for excellence. Again, I'm going to use myself as, the story, to tell you a story. It's a story of how I started my YouTube channel. If you go as far back as my videos from 2019, there are some that I shot in my uncle's car. Like, I just literally had I think I was doing a Samsung J5 or S something at the time. And then I would beg my uncle for like an hour to just quickly shoot something in his car. And I remember one annoying neighbor that is at that time that I decided that she would not start grinding something. It was just so annoying, but I still kept at it. And there was this application that you could use then to sort of filter the noise. But it just showed how I was willing to go through the leaps and bounds just to ensure that I have a YouTube video. Then I upgraded. There was one of my friends caught it one day. So there's this bed sheets that I used to put off. Then I had somebody that was staying with us at the time. So I would beg her every 10 minutes. She would just raise it up as a backdrop. I would shoot something. When her hand is playing, she will drop it. We'll shoot it again. That's just showing that at that time I don't think I could afford a backdrop. I could not afford a professional to have the lights, the glitz, and the glam and everything. But YouTube was something that I was so passionate about, that I wanted to have my own channel. I wanted to create content, but I used the resources that I had at the time. And if you look at my previous video to obviously this one that you're watching, you will say, besides God, I blessed you. And I agree. So this is just showing that at the time, I was aiming for better. I was aiming for growth. I wasn't waiting till. And I remember that when I first got my ring light, it was a friend that gave it to me in 2019. And it was Secret Santa. And when they delivered this to me, Rian, shout out to you. That was like the best gift I had received at the time. And it meant so much to me, because I'm like, finally I had a light. At the time I was relying on artificial lights. If any rain mistakenly falls when I'm planning to shoot content like this, I can cry. And then myself just look at me like, I don't understand. Is it more than video? Do you get? And of course I can't shoot when it's raining. The sound, just a whole lot of things. It's dark, but I was so it was just so very important to me that I want to just show, like, now I have stories to tell, right? I could tell you, oh, this is what I've gone through, these are my channel that's grown, these are the resources that I've put in. Another one that I will speak about is I did a web series in 2020. And when I tell you that the lessons that I learned from that is also one of the things that have shown growth. If I decide to do another web series today, I know a lot of things that I have to do. For one, I have to ensure that I have my contract tight, that no actor will pull up on me. And the story about that was, if I was a very diabolic person, like we were literally moving from one problem to another, I would believe that there was one woman somewhere that is maybe holding showering that is saying this thing will not work. I went from battling about shortlets, because I was looking for where to shoot. We got there and this man said, oh, okay, so the journey is going to be on from 7 p.m. to I think 12 a.m. And I'm like, okay, so the remaining time, what am I going, like, what will I be doing in the morning till night? Like, I had people, and my budget was so lean that I had just 3 days to shoot this content. We moved there, we went all the way to, I think, Shogotedo. We got there and those ones said that you need access code or something. I had to go back and come back to Prime Waters. Prime Waters, everything was good. We went out to shoot in another location. We got back and they said their power plant has failed, so there's no lights till the second day. I could not afford that because my money was counting. We then had to move to another shortlet in VI. Everything was okay. Until one actor decided to pull up on me and show Diva and said, you have stressed me, I'm no longer doing it. And I had just 1 day left. We had to literally change all the scripts, like try to rewrite him or write him out of the story. But at the same time, if I was somebody that I was just like, everything has to be perfect, it has to go accord, I would not have been able to do that web series. And I was so proud that I took the chance and I faced all the obstacles that I faced because I think it helped me to be resilient. It crafted me to be the sort of person that I am today. Like I always say that if I could shoot that web series, I shot 6 episodes. There's nothing you want to tell me on this hill that I cannot do. But that's also me learning from my mistakes or whatever had happened in my journey. So I'm so sure that now, if I say, okay, I want to shoot a web series, I know the certain things to look out for, where the roadblocks could possibly be, and how to basically prevent them. If we look at some successful people that have chosen growth over perfection, for example, Oprah Winfrey, right? Remember she was fired from her first media job because the producer said she was too emotional. Like, what does that even mean? But instead of listening to what the producer said, she decided to invest in herself, invest in her growth, and not just listen to them on how to perfect her own emotions. And today she has like a business or a media empire. Who doesn't know who Oprah Winfrey is? Let's also look at Steve Jobs. I mean, Apple's first products were far from perfect. And even in 1985, he was fired from his own company. But instead of him to also choose perfection, he decided to ground himself in innovation and basically refining his product over time. So that basically shows growth. Amazon is also another example. I think Amazon even started as a bookstore online from Bezos' garage. And look at what Amazon is today, the big empire. When you know how much it even costs you to get their stock. And instead of him to also grind himself on how to make his business perfect, he decided to retrace himself in getting feedback from customers on basically how to make his empire better. And now let's bring it home to our very own Ibukun Awoshika, Mo Abudu, and Folorunso Alakija. These are women that own business empires. And they did not just start today. Like, they did not just wake up one day and said, yes, I'm perfect. Now it's time to chase my dreams. These are women that started from the ground, that put in the hard work, that went through, the very resilient women that persevered, and now they can share the testimony of their growth. It is visible for all to see. So basically, all I'm saying is, whatever it is that you want to start, don't wait for the perfect time. Perfection is a myth. It's something that would almost never come. Once you define perfection for yourself, there's something else that will always be perfect another time. Like, your perfection just keeps raising the bar, and you keep raising the bar for yourself. So my advice to you is for you to start today, start small, start gradually, and then you have stories to tell. Like, it's so beautiful when you have tales to tell about your growth, about where you were 20 years ago, 5 years ago, 2 years ago, a year ago, and where you are now. So I hope this is a wake-up call for you to start that business today. Go for that job. I mean, now that I'm even saying job, I just remembered the job that I am in currently. I remember that when they put the advert out, they said they were looking for somebody that had 7 to 8 years of experience. And I think at the time that I applied, I had just 4 years. And with my full confidence and my resume, I applied for that job because I'm like, okay, I can do what is written here. I don't care what other criteria you are looking for, but I know I can do the job. And lo and behold, at the end of the day, I got the job. With God's blessings, of course. I mean, it wasn't just because I said, let me chase growth. But that also shows that I put myself out there. I take a chance on myself. I bet on myself. The worst thing that would happen is for you to hear no. The worst thing that would happen is for you to fail. And failure, again, should be a lesson. It shouldn't be the end of the world. So I hope this aspire to ginger you, but on a serious note, I hope you walk towards growth this year. This is 2025. And as we say somewhere, we are taking the next big leap this year. So I hope you're taking the leap with me. Thank you so much for tuning in on this channel. If you are yet to subscribe, like the video, comment. You could also share stories of how you sort of shown growth and resilience in your career or through whatever path you've chosen for yourself. I would love to hear from you in the comment section. Subscribe, refer this page to a friend, and I'll see you on the next episode. Thank you so much for tuning in.
Hi there, welcome to 57A Shortlet Apartments. Come right in, let me show you around. So this is our 2-bedroom shortlet apartments in the heart of Yaba. Over here we have our service kitchens with our gas cookers, the sink, everything is inbuilt. And we have our fridges, microwave, everything ready for your use at our Airbnbs. You don't have to worry about cooking, you don't have to worry about heating up your food. Everything is already here for you. And over here we have a lovely dining set so you can host people and have a nice time just connecting. We have 2 bedrooms, a master bed, which is en suite with the bathroom and the toilet. The room is very spacious. We have a walk area in the room. Very nice TV to relax once you're done working. We also have ample amounts of space to hang your clothes and to also just feel like you're in a place away from home. As you can see, like I said, very spacious. This is another room. If you don't want a TV here, if you have kids also using this Airbnb with you while they're on holiday but they have assignments, it's a nice place for them to work from. And even if you're working from home, you can also work from home comfortably. All our beds are very comfortable and you have a nice time at our Airbnb at 57A Isaac John. Oh, did I mention? Our shortlet facilities are 20 minutes away from the local and international airports, making it so easy for you to travel, to pick up your guests and bring them right over here.